And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review. Today, I'm reviewing Kirby's Adventure, or Kirby Adventures. I'm going to call it Kirby's Adventure. I think that's what it's called. Released in 1993 on the NES. Yes, a first-party Nintendo game. Kirby, mind you, released 2 years after the Super Nintendo came out on the NES. Talk about setting it up for failure. But this game did not fail. It beat the failure odds. It beat everything. And is a well-respected game. I've been wanting to play this game for a long time. Finally found a copy of it at our local game, one of our local game stores. A while ago. This was a long while ago. I think back in like March, I want to say it was. Maybe even earlier than that. But I didn't get the chance to play it until that TV, which is in the right there, that TV, came back home from college with my brother. And then, finally, the NES would work again, and I got the chance to play it. So I got a lot of thoughts. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? I want to talk about my experience before I booted up the game. There was a couple shorts that I might put in this video. Like some of the really fucking weird freeze frames that I got in this game. Because it had been a while since I had hooked up the NES. Because again, that TV has been at college since like August, and so the NES has been pretty much unhooked from anything since then. So I expected some issues when it plugged back in, but this game just would not work. Eventually, I got Eli to work his magic, and he was able to get it working. And then I went to go play it, and the pixels weren't working right, so I shut it off, and then it went back to yellow screen, and it took me a while to get it going. And then when I started playing, it started freezing. The freeze frames that I was getting were uncanny as shit. There was a really, really weird, like, dark, like a, not, let's say black, but like a dark gray one that really creeped me out. There were some really weird noises that was going on, some really weird distillations and pixelations that, to me, just, oh my god, scared the shit out of me. Especially being alone in this big room, my basement, big room, yes. Freaked me the fuck out. So I might put that in this video, but I think they're already shorts that are released, but the game itself, once the game got going, I was able to really enjoy it. It's really cool because this was not the first Kirby game, but it was the first big Kirby game. First mainline console Kirby game. The first one before this was a Game Boy game. And it's really cool that they really hadn't changed Kirby's abilities all too much over the years. Having played more recent Kirby games, like whatever the most recent one I played before this was, I don't remember. But it was really cool that they haven't changed his abilities much over the years. He's still got the same copy ability. He's still got a lot of the same abilities that you do when you copy. The enemies are the same. The movesets are very similar. This is a good antithesis of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because it's not broken. It's really good. It's good in the, I think it's not Superstar Saga. I don't know what the other one is. I don't know. But this game too, like, it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it works, it works, you know? I like it. The controls are stiff. That's not necessarily on the game, that's on the controller, but they are pretty stiff. I'm just kind of like stuff, especially like more airborne attacks and everything like that, and also trying to be like really some of the boss fights and whatnot. It was a little hard to kind of get the shot that you wanted because everything was a little stiff or a little finicky, which was annoying, but I think that's what you're going to get. This game is 32 years old this year. The console it's on is turning 40 this year. That's a long, I think it's already turned 40. That's a long time. You're going to have to expect stuff like that. And I will say, though, this game looks amazing for the NES. It looks like a Super Nintendo game. It doesn't even look like a NES game. When they say they were pushing the boundaries of the quality level that you could get on the NES, I mean, they really were. They were pushing it to the absolute brink here. And it was really, really, really good. Some really good music as well. I must comment on that. The music is awesome in this game. It's good in pretty much every Kirby game that I've played to this point, which is getting to be a good amount. And it's really, really good. I like it. The music was very soothing, fun to listen to, a little bit nostalgic in a way, even though I never played this game growing up because I didn't have an NES until like 3 years ago. Um, well, I guess maybe more like 2 years ago, 2.5 maybe at this point, but it's really, really good. And the game again looks amazing. Once I got past those early buffers and quality issues, the game was running perfectly, and it just looked great. Like I was very, very impressed. It looks awesome. The continues were really weird because they don't really affect anything. When you yawn, it's because you're tired and need to be doing other things other than talking about Kirby adventures. But anyway, the continues, like the worst it would do is you just lose your progress in the level, in this one singular level. But that was super easy to get back, so what's the point? It continues. The level designs, I gotta be honest, were getting a little repetitive. Only a little bit. Only a little bit. But the levels, I guess more so the level structure was pretty similar. They keep it very similar through each world that you go through, and then each specific level is kind of fitting of that world. And there's some differentiations in between the worlds. But I will say though, all the levels have a lot of creativity put into them. There's a lot of, again, they look good, but there's a lot of cool ambiances and vibes and colors, and even like the enemies or the music as well kind of plays into that, where there's just a lot of good creativity put into the levels. My favorite level probably is the final level of the game before the final bosses. The final, like before the final boss sequences, the final regular level. It's a callback to the first Kirby game, which was a Game Boy game, so it's in black and white. It's really cool. It's really awesome that they thought to do that. I really, really like it. Yeah, again. Now, the big bosses are at the end of each world, but there's a lot of mini bosses thrown into each of the levels. There's a lot of them. I feel like mini bosses in this game are necessary, but the amount of them that are in this game I don't think is necessary. I think there was too many. They were at random points in the levels too. Like some of them would be at like the very beginning of the level, and some would be near the end, or some of them were just in the dead center of the level, which was really weird. I don't know. I don't really understand that, but a lot of the mini boss fights are pretty good, but they're just, I think, too many of them. And then of course Kirby is adorable as always. The game over sequence when you use it continue. I mean, when Kirby's just like there sleeping, that is one of the most adorable things I've ever seen in my life, dude. It's so good, so good. Like the little look he gives after being woken up by the magical arm of nothingness is it's just so adorable. It's just so adorable. I love Kirby. He's a great character, and to play one of his original games and to see how good it really is awesome. So that's gonna do it though for this game review. I 100%. If you're an NES collector and you like playing NES games, this is a game I 100% recommend playing. It's really good, especially if you're a Kirby fan. I think you're gonna really, really like it. It holds up pretty well. Maybe if you can play a version on a newer console so the controls feel a little bit better, I would probably recommend doing that. But I think you can very well get by with an NES controller and the NES system. So, that's gonna do it though. Anyways, my final score for this game: 8 out of 10. Easy. Hell, I could say a 9. I'm going to go 8.5. I'm going to go 8.5 out of 10. I think that's a good score here for this review. So anyways, let's get into it though for this review. If you have played Kirby's Adventure, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more game reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.